You may think that history is linear and it moves towards progress. You also may think that history is cyclical, nothing appears. But there's definitely a personal cycle of Putin during which he does the terrible things to the world. This is the dates from October the 7th to February the 23rd. Russian president's thinking is deeply mystical. He believes in non-traditional medicine, for instance, but these dates are actually logical and make sense to everybody. So October the 7th is his birthday, and February the 23rd is the day of the Red Army. Besides that, February 23rd is the birthday of his father. His personal history is intertwined with the history of the KGB and the Red Army. February 23rd is the date that is celebrated since 1922. So there is some symbolism in his father being born on that day. October the 7th is celebrated as the day when the NKVD created two departments, the informational one, which is propaganda, and the instructional, which is methodological, how they do tortures and so forth. There is one mystical place that unites both of these dates. It's Lubyanka in Moscow. It's right in the center. This is the scariest place for any law-abiding citizen. So I want to do a quick overview of how he celebrated his birthdays from 2000 till now. They're really symbolic, trust me. Let's go.
During the first 10 years when Putin celebrated his birthdays, he invited only his closest friends. In 2000, his close friend Sergei Shoigu gifted him Labrador Connie. In 2002, a pro-Russian president of Moldova, Vladimir Voronin,
Gifted Putin a crocodile.
because he said it's symbolic, crocodile never steps back. In 2004, Novella Matveyeva, a famous pro-Stalinist poet, got an award from Putin. In 10 years, she was called an executioner from the cultural field by the Radio Liberty. Before she died in 2016, she supported the annexation of Crimea. Here's the poem. The dissident voice on the radio. Now the enemy openly. Fewer and fewer dual sports games. Tell me, with what sadness they call them the opposition? They're not the opposition, they're contra. 2006, the year when Anna Politkovskaya, a journalist who reported on the genocide in the Second Chechnya War, was killed as a gift for Putin's birthday. In 2007, Putin twisted narrative saying that the army of Russia almost lost in Caucasus, but actually they won. Due to, I quote, the courage of our officers and the heroism of ordinary soldiers. You can learn the details to see how this genocide was carried out by blind artillery fire, by the total destruction of Grozny, the capital of Chechnya, and lots of war crimes committed by high-standing officers like, for instance, Budanov.
2006.
This is the year when media proposed to raise a monument to Putin's deceased dog Koli. 2011. That was the year when the Moscow State University students from the journalist department presented him an erotic calendar. This was a really twisted action because it also criticized the repressions against the freedom of speech. Back then, people could not expect what's going to happen in 10 years. 2014, Putin was presented with so-called Holuyskaya shkatulka. In Russian, Holuy is a slave, someone who bends to the master. It's quite interesting that there is no picture of this gift, but it's known that the author depicted Putin standing in Sevastopol, Crimea. 2015. The day of Putin's birthday is the first offense on Syria from the Caspic Sea. 2017. At least in 10 cities, there were marches for the jailed Alexei Navalny. Oppositional media, still existing, cracked lots of jokes
About making a gift to Putin.
Haha, jokes on them now. 2017 was the year when Putin expected the sanctions should be lifted, so he worked on his international prestige. Graffitis portraying him as a wise autocrat appeared in different western cities. Berlusconi showed his respect by gifting him a duvet, and the president of Turkmenistan gifted him a new dog, a labai called Verny, faithful. You can watch an episode by John Oliver, Gurbanguly Burdi Mahmed. He used to be a joke for the world media, but now basically the president of Belarus and Russia are more dreadful and funnier in a perverse way. 2020. Putin ordered to kill the main opposition leader. Sanctions followed. The same year, Belarus KGB and the president of Russia decided not to hide their faces anymore, and they tried to catch and execute Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, the opposition leader in Belarus, without any fear of sanctions. A new stage in international politics began.
February the 23rd, in the biography of Vladimir Putin.
2000. An assault on him, but he survived, unfortunately. 2009. On this day, Georgians released the song that directly says, "We don't want Putin." 2013. Before that, February the 23rd was not a great day for Putin, but since 2014 he tried to change that. He started with an attack on the eastern Ukraine, trying out a coup d'etat in every city of Ukraine, but it failed. 2015. A terroristic attack in Kharkiv during a pro-Ukrainian march. 2016. The celebration of from 2021. This is the day of memory, hinting on a new meaning of this day for the Russian army. This is the day of a reappropriation of the territories based on historical narratives. The Red Army becomes part of the NKVD now openly. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to stop war crimes and subscribe.